described the tight skirt, the lipstick. I was like, that's me.
All right, so who's got a question? Right here.
Yeah, so I have a Rising Rainbows scholarship, and I think as a cisgender white gay guy, my story has kind of been told. So the next chapter in what I'm doing is sharing stories that maybe haven't had the spotlight in the same way. So if you are an LGBT YouTuber that has 10,000 subscribers or less, you can apply for the Rising Rainbow Scholarship and get funding, and you fly out to LA and film a video for my channel. So it's a lot of fun, and hopefully some of you guys, I know there's a lot of really talented creators, will apply. If you can't find information, just send me an email at davey@daveybaby.tv, and it's open to everyone around the world, so enjoy.
All right, anyone else that need to be shown?
Hi, this is for Davey and Jules. I'm just wondering if you have filmed your laugh video yet.
We're actually doing that right after.
You're doing it live right now?
No, it's not live.
Julie, what's the video?
Yeah, totally.
So, Davey is actually going to see my vagina.
Really excited. Yeah.
Backstage, they called it a boutique vagina.
What's going on your channel?
Oh, and we're gonna do a best friends naked video on my channel where we're just gonna get naked and let it all out.
I'm excited about that one.
Like the message is supposed to be that like, nudity doesn't have to be like sexualized, but Julie's gonna be sizing me up, so.
Next question. Yeah, way in the back.
Miles, what was the inspiration behind your video?
Well, the inspiration behind my video was basically I was thinking to myself when I wanted to create something for the big screen. I was like, wouldn't it be just like freaking awesome if we had a main character who was non-binary and homosexual and had like a job and was navigating through life, you know, with these problems. And I just like, why haven't we seen that before? Like, wouldn't that be great if we had that? So I was like, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna create that and I'm gonna show that to people and I'm gonna see how they feel about that. And I'm glad that, did you like it? Yeah, that was the point.
Anyone else?
How did you come to the decision to incorporate your sexual orientation, gender identity into your YouTube brand, and how did you feel that it was appropriate for a smaller YouTuber to do that? About doing like a big coming out video?
Is that a question to all of us?
Well,
Yeah.
anyone who wants to answer.
Well, I don't know. It just kind of happened. It was a part of me, so it just went on my channel, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I never made a coming out video or anything, and most of my content isn't in the LGBT world. I just happen to be. So sometimes I have an idea that includes the LGBT world, but then most of the time it's just whatever I want to make. So I think it's whatever you want to do and however you want to do it, it's going to be fun.
And I know for me, I grew up like watching YouTubers, so for me they helped me become like comfortable with who I was. So I only felt it was right for me to like give back and help other people who also needed it. So.
I'm the exact same as Patrick. I think like a lot of us just kind of grew up watching these kinds of videos, and they help us become more comfortable in our own skin. So they just kind of inspire us to make those kinds of videos as well, and inspire other people, and have them be comfortable in their own skin. So exactly as you said it right, just giving back, just the way we gave back to you. Yeah. Also, Yasin. That's also important. Sorry.
I actually never did a coming out video about being gay, but I discovered I was non-binary. I figured it out about a year ago, and I did a video about that because I thought if I had seen it years ago, it would have really helped me with my journey of self-discovery, and I would have been a lot more comfortable with myself. So for me, it was just kind of about being that voice that I needed when I was younger. So that's kind of how it happened for me.
Yeah, I think for me it was I just want to make videos about what I'm passionate about, and I'm passionate about dick, and so cooking, I would do a cooking channel, but I like penis and gay penis. So that's we're gonna do what you love.
All right, next question. Yep, right here.
I'll ask Julie. I'm only 55, and I feel like I'm the oldest one. So my question is this: do you find that tolerance and understanding varies based on age and
My experience, different age groups.
Do you find that tolerance and understanding will vary depending on the age demographics that you encounter?
I would say slightly. The older generation, I think my parents are very old school, so when I first came out to them, it was really hard, but there are still people out there who will accept you and will have an open mind. But I think we're educating the younger ages, so I think it's, yeah, younger people.
Does anyone else have any input on that?
I'm really bad at talking, so.
I think generally, yeah, it can be difficult with people who are older because a lot of older people didn't have the type of education about LGBT rights back then. There was nobody talking about it in the 50s. No one was saying anything, and people, gay people, LGBT people had to walk around with handkerchiefs in their back pocket to let people know what they were doing at night and what they wanted to do. So a lot of the time, yeah, it's really difficult to explain to older people what that's like and stuff like that. And there's also a disconnect in that world because now people are so open about being LGBT and there's so many people coming out, and the older generation is like, okay, but you're forgetting this, what's Pride about? And that didn't start out the way you think it is. It's not a party. It started out with HIV and people dying, and no one was doing anything about it. So they had to make Pride in order so that way LGBT people could become visible and celebrate and not only celebrate being themselves, but also help people with HIV and AIDS. So I feel like that is where that disconnect lies. And as far as straight people go, they just don't have access to that education. And literally just had a conversation with two straight guys yesterday, and they had no idea what terms were non-binary. They were like, what's that? And I'm like, then what are you, Miles? Are you non-binary? And I'm like, no, I'm gay, but I just have what's the word? I express myself femininely. So that is a difficult road, especially within our own community as well, to navigate, because we're also trying to give terms to these, different identities that we don't even know ourselves. So a lot of people end up getting confused and, what does this mean? What does that mean? And I think we all just need to take our time, to educate ourselves as well as the older generation and younger generation, so that way we can come up with something that will help everyone and encompass everyone and make everybody feel loved and appreciated and accepted.
All right, anyone else? Right here. Yep.
One question for Nick. Now you're from New Jersey, I'm from Buffalo, New York. Buffalo's the city that's famous for being
Buffalo wings?
Buffalo wings, I guess. I kind of moved to San Diego maybe a year. I'm in college right now, going through the generation. And I want to make that transition to a YouTuber. I have an account and everything, but I don't know what I really want to do. I want to kind of take a break from school and move to San Diego and just, have fun and get a job there. But at the same time, I don't know. I want to go in here alone with the issue. And you have Ken. So was it hard going
mean, it's definitely something you have to get used to, and making like a cross-country trip is definitely not an easy thing to do. So you have to, I mean, I guess what we did was we just set a date, and we're like, we're leaving June 15th, that's it. We're starting to drive, and we're just gonna go and do it. So I think you just have to like pick a date and commit to it, because if you keep saying like, you're gonna push it back, it's never gonna happen, and then you're never gonna do it. And then once you get there, I think especially if you're making YouTube videos, you can find other people like in the San Diego area that also want to make YouTube videos. And I feel like everyone up here can agree that it's really easy to make friends on YouTube because we all have so much in common. So I think if your heart is in it and that's what you want to do, then you can succeed doing it.
All right, right back in the front.
A lot of you were talking about having inspirations when you were younger, or like kind of young, to like make videos and help people. Who were some of those inspirations for you? And did you ever think that you would be one of those inspirations for other people, like me?
Well, my first inspiration when I first started transitioning was actually Miss Canada, Jenna Takalova. I was sitting in my cousin's room and watching her videos, and I was like, she's so beautiful. Like, I will never get to look like her. Her long hair, her nails, and just short hair, and she's inspired me to make videos and to inspire others as well. So, yeah, Miss Jenna Takalova.
In Quebec, it's a new thing. It's like, it only has been a year since there are really like a lot of YouTubers. Sorry for the accent, by the way. But my YouTubers like that I watched a lot was Shane Dawson. I loved him, and I met actually Mitchell Davis yesterday, and I was really fangirling. So yeah, that was it.
Oh, hi. I'm a huge Tyler Oakley fan. And my ultimate favorite would be Grace Helbig.
Somebody that inspired me, let's see. Actually, I really love Michael Jackson. That was probably one of my first people that I saw. I know he used to wear like some outlandish, wacky things, like he'd wear like leotards and stuff like that, and everybody thought it was cool. And I was like, I think that's cool too. And a lot of like other stuff, like Sailor Moon, was extremely inspiring for me as well. And Powerpuff Girls, like just like a lot of shows, like girls, like who are like super feminine, but they're still strong. And that was, I thought, like really important to me. So yeah.
I think Miles will agree with me on this, but Community Channel, Natalie Tran, she's like my YouTube bae. Like when I first started making YouTube or watching YouTube, like she was it. She's like #1 for me, and she still is.
I'm so sad that he couldn't be here today, but Michael Buckley has always been such an inspiration to me. I remember like watching him do his live shows, View Nows or whatever it was back then. And just seeing how open and like energized he was, and he was just so comfortable with being him, and he's always just been him, so definitely him for me.
For me, the 5 Awesome Gays channel, if anyone's familiar with that, that was like my, like, and I'm just like watching LGBT content on YouTube, but when I started watching it in like grade 9 or 10, I remember it wasn't really about personalities, like people would post 2 videos and then wouldn't post again, but they would have these big videos because nobody else was making content. So I don't exactly remember everyone's names just because they weren't personalities, but they made impact by posting their coming out videos, sharing their stories, and I've probably been through like 100 to 150 coming out stories. So there's just been a lot of people who made a collective effort to make me feel more comfortable being on skin.
That's awesome. I started out watching a lot of cat videos. That's what I started doing. But then I watched a lot of Hannah Art. And that kind of inspired me to drink and interview people, which is what started. But yeah, I did, answering the other question, the end bit, I didn't think that I would ever be up here. I've been in the audience for like the past 2 years of Bufferfest, so it's really, really weird to be up here.
So I'm too old to have like grown up with like YouTube being a thing. I've been doing this for 8.5 years, but I think all the people up here inspire me, and I get kind of motivation to do what I do from all of them. But I think number one right now for me is Lacey Green, who is amazing. And yeah, the second part of your question, the answer is no. Like, I had no idea. I was just making stupid videos, and that our videos do reach other people and hopefully make them. I mean, we're not curing cancer making videos, but like that they make them smile or give them strength or something gives meaning, I think, to what we do and causes us to get out of bed each day and have the best job in the world because of you guys.
How would you compare the difference between working in projects, say Camilla, and making your own projects?
Stress levels. It was a lot of, I did not realize how much work goes into all the behind the scenes stuff. So writing it was insane, and then just like giving it to the editor and being like, please chop it up and make it better. And just, it's insane. We filmed it 22 episodes in a week. And I'm like running around like my head cut off, just like what's going on? But it was a lot of fun. I think it feels a lot. It's like letting the baby out into the world. It's really fun. Yeah.
All right, I think we have time for 2 more questions. Right here this side.
Hi. If you guys can tell yourselves one thing to your younger selves, what would that be?
You're gonna be okay.
Don't care so much. Don't be afraid.
Be you, I guess. I don't know.
I would tell myself that other people's opinions don't really matter, and that your self-worth, or that your worth comes from yourself and not from anybody else, and that you don't need anybody else to feel valid. So, yeah.
I would tell myself to not do that hairstyle that I did. And all your family members are going to tell you that you're going to regret it. You're not going to believe that.
I would say ignore your parents and just leave your hair long.
I would tell my younger self to not let the things that other people are saying about me change who I want to be as I get older.
All right, last question, right here.
Do you guys remember a certain moment when you decided to leave it? What's that?
I think I started because back then there weren't so many transgender people on YouTube and there wasn't so much information that I could find. So I think it was more taboo 6 years ago, and I just wanted to start something that not a lot of people started. So I think that's
I think the moment that I decided is one of the first YouTubers I remember seeing is Shane Dawson, and I was like, I saw his videos and like all his wacky skits and stuff. I was like, I literally do this. Like, why am I not? And so I was like, okay, so obviously I need to be on here. So that's when I started putting my videos out there on YouTube and just started doing a lot of wacky stuff. And I was like, I can do this. It'll be fine. I can. It'll be good. No, I'm kidding.
I started like just to make friends on YouTube, I guess, and I just posting videos for the fun of it. And then when I opened a PO box, I got a couple letters that were really heartfelt, and I guess somehow posting just videos, living my life and openly helped some people out there, and that was really cool. And I didn't realize that was something that I did. And so I think that was the point that I was like, okay, this is cool. Like, I can make somewhat of a difference. And like Davey said, like, we're not curing cancer, but we're making an impact in some people's lives, and I think that's important.
All right, let's give them all a round of applause. Thanks for coming, guys, and have a great rest of your day.
We love you, Miles.
Love you.
Oh, it's zoomed in so far.
Is it? How do we
How do I stop recording this?
press